What's going on, guys? Ted from Nerd Immersion here, and we have a very special unboxing of the Descent into Avernus Dice and Miscellany. So if you're curious, unlike all of our previous dice sets we've gotten from other games and other sets like Ravnica and Waterdeep, this is not just dice. If you want to see what's contained inside this box, stay tuned. Alright, so let's open it up. Put this bad boy open right here. Peel off the plastic. And we have, let's see here, we got more plastic. Alright, so this opens up like that. Open up the sides here. And then we have our plastic box. Let's read what it says. 11 dice, 2d20s, 1d12, 2d10, 1d8, 4d6, and 1d4. A durable felt-lined box that functions as 2 dice trays. A player-friendly fold-out map of Avernus, the first level of the 9 Hells. A size comparison of the demons and devils of the Blood War. And 20 double-sided cards with encounter tables and story content dealing with the fiendish forces of the Blood War, featuring exclusive art by Max Dunbar. So that is fantastic. This does retail for $24.95. I don't remember what the other ones retailed for in the past, but it was close to that. And you know, Waterdeep gave you the, I have it right here. So Waterdeep gave us this sort of Magic the Gathering hit point tracker. Ravnica gave us the Guild die, but it came in the nice tin. So this, we're going to take off our plastic piece here, and you can see our dice. So we're going to go ahead and take this off. So we get the box here. And then it looks like, so I mean, first of all, look at that. It's got a shiny holographic thing. You can see we've got Infernal Script on the side as like a holographic. We have swords here, probably the swords of Zariel, I'm going to guess. We got the ball for Baldur's Gate logo here on the front. And this is, I don't know if you can hear that, felt lined. So let's see. I probably should just use the dice that are included in it, but I happen to have some dice here on the table. So, you know, it's a nice felt rolling tray. This is a really good entry point for, I'd say for a lot of people. You want to get a set of dice and some sort of container or rolling tray. This is a pretty good entry point for that. So why don't we bring the camera in a little bit, focus it up, and here we can see, that didn't work, did it? Dump those out, and we'll take out our little plastic piece, and we'll get to the miscellany in there. I figured I'd bring the camera in a little bit. Now I am a big fan of these dice. So we can see we have, it's that same sort of font that's contained on all of the kind of smoky, actually, I think it's on all of the Wizards official dice, but I really like it on the smoky, translucent gray and red ones, kind of the original set. I think the numbers look very crisp. See the 13 right there, and here's like the 5. Just the font is very nice. So, I mean, look at how crisp and clean, like, the D10s look, or the percentile looks. And I really like the color scheme on this one. This is probably, I think, one of the first ones that I've been a huge fan of. I like the gold numbering. I think it really pops on this sort of red and sort of grayish brown swirl pattern. So I'm a fan of that. So let's take these out. And here we have, this is our felt rolling tray. So let's roll our 2d20. We'll give them 3 rolls. We'll see how we do. Okay, here we go. Alright, I don't know if you can make that out. It's got some glare on it. We'll bring it in. Oh, that didn't help at all. That's a 10 and a 12. That's an 8 and an 18. And an 11 and a 16. Not bad. No natural 20s, though, on the first 3 rolls. So that's my usual judge for... oh, there it is. So that was about roll 7. We got a natural 20. And we'll do one quick roll. See how we would do if we were rolling 46, drop the lowest. Oof, a 6, a 3, and 2 1s. Okay. Well, these dice may not be for me, but they're still very nice, and I enjoy them. So again, what you can see right here, what we've got, is we've got all of these dice. So you have your 2d20s, which they've started making a standard thing, right? So that's so you could roll with advantage and have your 2 dice. You've got your 46 for your stat rolling, and for, a lot of classes use a d6. I mean, I play a lot of classes that use multiple d8s, like a paladin, for example, so I don't get as much use out of these, but spellcasters will use these. You'll use them for rolling ability scores if that's a way you're going to go. Rogues will use them. And then you just have everything else, like your percentile, which I thought was kind of a weird thing that wasn't included in the original starter set. Only had 1d10, not a percentile. So that is the dice. And you can see, again, the nice felt-lined rolling tray. So, again, for $25, you're going to get yourself a nice set of custom dice that are very crisp with a unique font and a felt rolling tray. But if we look at the other tray, I'll take all the other stuff out of the inside, we have 2. So this is 2 rolling trays. And this one is significantly, you can see from the side, because this is the lid, this tray significantly deeper. So if you wanted to do some like craps style rolling where you roll up against the wall, you've got a little bit of a deeper area to go. But this could be, I mean, if you want a dice jail or you want to have 2 separate sets of dice or however you want to work with this, 2 felt lined, and even the sides on this one are felt lined. I guess it is a little bit up on this one, but not very high. So, I don't know. Big fan of the box. And again, the bottom has the ampersand. I think we can kind of tilt the camera up here a little bit so you can get a good look at it. The bottom has the ampersand. And then we have more infernal script on the sides. This doesn't have any holographic shininess. Like this, you can kind of see that now better with the ball logo and on the sides there. But I mean, here's your little box of your dice, nice and thin, low profile. This could easily, I mean, it's a square box, so this is gonna hold your dice and things. You could actually put a fair amount of stuff in here, and it'll let's see. Here's a 7-inch tablet as a comparison, right? It's it'll hold a decent amount of stuff. Dice, minis. You could get foam inserts inside here if you wanted to make them, or put some sort of pick-apart foam, or just load this thing up and then or put a divider. Playroom. Big fan. Let's see some of this other stuff. So we may need to zoom this out a little bit, but here, let's tilt our camera up a little, and we'll focus this in. We have the map of the first level of hell of Avernus. Now it doesn't, it just shows, it says Avernus down here in the corner. And I think over here we have what I guess could sort of be considered a compass. I'm not really sure. I see some like infernal symbols in spots, but it doesn't actually. There's a cool skull up here. Dragon looking skull. So I guess it's sort of like a sarlacc pit up here. I don't know if you guys can make that out, but it's like the sarlacc pit. But anyway, this is the map, and we got like Eye of Sauron sort of scenario. So it's pretty cool, but it doesn't really provide you too much information. I do like this knight we've got over here. But on the back side, we have Horde of Demons, and it's all Yeenagu-based demons, right? So Yeenagu's Balor, Yeenagu's Quasit, Yeenagu's Dretch, Yeenagu's Balgura, Yeenagu's Hezro, and Abyssal Chicken. Then we have all the Legion devils on the bottom here. Bone Devil, Spine Devil, Ice Devil, Pit Fiend, Lucille, Chain Devil, Barb Devil, Horn Devil, Imp, Erinyes, Bearded Devil, and Human Hellrider for scale. So that is that included in there. Here, this is the Infernal Script here. And on the back, we have a message here from Volo. The inhabitants of the Nine Hells make much of their clangorous tongue a language they claim to be among the oldest and most efficient in the multiverse, though to my ear, devil speech has all the music of a slate-sailing ship crashing onto a coast of broken teeth. Lack of poetry aside, their evil elegance to diabolical script and soul-saving virtue to understanding a diabolical's contract every word. Thus, for what I assure you are righteous ends, I provided 26 common infernal characters, the barest primer of the nuance-mired lexicon of the Nine Hells. However, I warn you, there's much to be lost should you speak aloud or even summon to mind the corrupt words of fiends. Proceed with utmost caution, doughty linguists. So we also have 1 through 9. So we have this little card. What else we got? This is just a, whatever that is, it's kind of like a blank thing. Dear reader, desire Volothamp, get armed, bringing tales from the infernal realms. To enter the 9 hells, one must be foolish, unfortunate, nefarious, or fearless. Needless to say, I am the last of these, fearless. Whether you enter the plane of Avernus, the first level of the 9 hells via magical portal, the amnesic river Styx, or a fantastical climb through a world tree, peril awaits. Here you hold my accounts describing fiends both diabolical and demonic, whose rampage across Avernus and wage the eternal blood war upon one another. Allow this journal to be a warning to stay tucked up, safe in your fluffy bed. Let Volo take the risks and suffer the diabolical consequences of curiosity. So here we can see we have a Legion imp, and it just provides us Volo's accounting of an imp. So we're probably going to skip through these because I don't want to do all of it, but we got the Legion Bone Devil art, and then we have a Bone Devil. It's going to have this art on one side, sort of Volo's description of them on the other. Pit Fiend, Horn Devil, Spine Devil, Ice Devil, Erinyes, Bearded Devil, Barbed Devil, Chain Devil, Baldur, Dretch, Closet, Ezro, Barlgura, and the Abyssal Chicken. And then lastly, we have 2 other things. This one is Strange Encounters in Avernus. It is a 1 through 20 table, 2 sides. So let's grab one of our brand new D20s here, and we'll roll it in our box, and we'll see what we get. 6. A carved stone pedestal with wrought iron lever atop it. The lever is pulled, the party hears an elaborate whirring and clunking sound, followed by a faint distant scream, but nothing else appears to happen. That was kind of lame. Let's do a different one. 11. A grumbling spine devil stands before a 10-foot by 10-foot wall of iron covered in round holes. The spine devil has a basket of square iron pegs and is furiously whipping a number of captives who desperately try to jam the pegs into the holes. That was pretty cool. And then the last thing is Trinkets One Finds in Avernus. So, similarly, let's go ahead and roll a d20, see what we get. A number 1 here. A 5-inch long duck carved out of wood. A message on the underside reads, "For Mildred, my plucky duckling. If the word Mildred is spoken within 100 feet of the duck, it quacks." Alright, we gotta try it everyone. That was pretty funny. 15. An eyeball carved out of wood and inlaid with metal and glass. Alright, let's do one last one. We'll call it quits. 19. A child's rattle that looks like Asmodeus. When shaken, it emits countless tiny screams. So, that is it for our kind of unboxing review of the Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus Dice and Miscellany is what it's called. So I think, again, every time they release one of these official sets of dice, it improves. We saw, I think it was the Tomb of Annihilation set was okay. I wasn't a huge fan of it. There was some complaints about that. The My Little Pony set from HasCon was pretty cool because it was a unique thing. Because it was like, honestly, there hasn't been a HasCon since, so that was pretty unique. People didn't think that they liked the tin that the Ravnica dice came in, but they didn't like the Guild die was my general consensus because they didn't think it was how useful it would be. And people liked the Waterdeep one, but it didn't have a box to put them in. They just kind of came loose. They liked the hit point tracker, but you can get these for Magic. And again, it was for Waterdeep, so that only goes to level 5, but in D&D you can easily get yourself past 100 hit points, so then it doesn't work for that. And this, I think, is probably... There may have been one in between there. I don't think so, though. This was probably the best one, I think. I like the idea of the box. Right, so we got the tins before, but the tins were really just for storage and show, not for use. This is a box. Granted, if it was me, the only thing I would have done would probably to be some kind of foam insert to hold the dice in place. because now they're going to kind of rattle around. Granted, they're plastic dice, so you're not really going to damage them if they're just in this box. I think the ball logo is great with the holographic shininess. And there's like shiny things, so that works. Again, the dice are going to roll around. If you put a whole bunch of dice in here and you put some more minis in here, there'll be less room for things to roll around. Or if you put some sort of, make or insert some sort of cardboard or whatever kind of divider you want to sort of section them off. I like the fact that both sides of it are felt lined because that allows you to have double the rolling tray space. And like, honestly, I think I probably would have been fine if I just got this set of dice and the box. Maybe not for $25, but maybe 15 or 20. But the fact that they went above and beyond that and included all this other stuff is great. The map, cool. It's like a cool art piece. You might frame it or put it on the wall here. I don't really feel like I'm going to use this too much, and this may be in Descent into Avernus already. I guess it's good for a quick guide. But I do like the strange encounters and the trinket tables. I honestly would have loved, again, I know it had to be small enough to fit into the box, but I would have loved more than 20 of both of these. If we could have gotten like a D100's worth of strange encounters and trinkets, that would be great, but that obviously couldn't fit on one card. And then, you have this, the Infernal Script, which is great if you wanted to write stuff for your players in Infernal. You've got that. And then, this is just really sort of icing on the cake, right? The individual art for all the different versions of the devils and demons, and then Volo's account about them. So let's read one. We got the Arenes here. We'll read this one and we'll call it quits. Devil Arenes. So there I was in chains, hanging over a pit of lava, which singed my mustache, adding injury to insult. I must confess, dear reader, that when in the presence of great beauty, I tend to lose the ability to recognize even the most basic facts. So it was that I forgot the merciless cruelty of all Arenes and walked directly into one's trap. In my defense, Arenes are easily mistaken for angels. I could have kicked myself had I not been wrapped in chains for being so easily duped by the devil's flashing eyes and tender words. If it wasn't for my rescue by Sabra, a paladin of great power, I would have had to resort to crude threats. And there's the sort of art. Get the art kind of in focus there. There you go. So anyway, guys, that's it for my unboxing / review of the Baldur's Gate Dice Miscellany. There will be a link in the description to an Amazon affiliate link if you'd like to pick up a copy of this for yourself. And if you do decide to do so, then Nerd Immersion gets a little piece of that, which is pretty cool. What do you guys think? Is this worth your money, worth $25? Are you going to pick this one up? Are you going to get it like I usually do just to get them to have it add to my collection of unique dice and put them on a shelf and probably never use them? Or are these ones you're planning to use consistently, or are you, again, just like me? Anyway, guys, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more D&D content from everything like reviews and unboxings like this, to my opinions on what needs to be fixed with 5th edition or top 10 videos or any of that kind of stuff, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't lose out on any of that stuff going forward. And if you like watching live D&D, whether it be campaigns or character building, we do stream every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday evening on Twitch. There's a link in the description to our Twitch channel. And if you'd like to subscribe there as well, that would be awesome. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.